There are stories that break your heart because they're tragic. And then there are stories that break your heart because they almost happened. This is that kind. I loved him like I remember it from a dream I didn't know I had. The kind of love that makes no logistical sense, no timeline, no proof, just heat and gravity, and the unmistakable pull of you are mine in some other realm. But he couldn't stay, and I didn't understand why. And that lack of understanding ate me alive. There was one night in particular I will never forget, a lucid encounter. Him and I, together in what felt like a clay hut sculpted by some invisible truth. Round walls, gentle light, silence filled with knowing. He looked at me and asked, "What are twin flames?" Casually, like someone trying not to be too invested. But his eyes sparkled when he asked, and I knew he'd been listening, watching, probably more than he could admit. I smiled. I explained. He leaned in, kissed my cheek, and then broke me open with 5 syllables. Te amo, mas não posso. I love you, but I can't. It wasn't rejection. It was something worse. Recognition without possibility. A soul saying yes while the person says no. He left, staggered outside the hut like someone dizzy from too much oxygen. Past window after window, until he stopped, stared at me from the other side of the glass. The kind of stare that says, I see you. I just don't know how to be what I see. I woke up at 6:33 a.m., as if the universe was trying to mark it, timestamp the moment where I let grief etch itself into the architecture of my ribs. This was the pattern. He'd visit me in dreams and then vanish in daylight. In 3D, we've never been alone for more than 10 minutes. I've never touched his face, never kissed him in a crowded room. But in other dimensions, he's pressed his lips against mine like we've done it since before gravity existed. And that's the grief I want to tell you about. The grief of never having something that still manages to leave you shattered. The kind of love that teaches you to feel emptiness with your whole body. Empty and burning. Passionate and punished. A lighthouse that keeps turning even when the ship never docks. So yes, this episode is painful. Because grief is the second language of soul recognition. And I didn't just speak it. I bled it into every journal, every painting, every prayer whispered into the night like a signal flare. But in that same breath, the star showed up in the cards. And the star doesn't promise reunion. It promises meaning. It promises that maybe all this ache has a purpose. Even if I never kiss him in this lifetime. Even if he never stands beside me and says, yes, it was always you. Maybe the point was never the kiss. Maybe the point was the fire and what I would build with it.